snap! The legend has returned. He has returned to us. My homie, my brother from another mother, Ranji Mara. That's right, filmmaker, director, a man of all trades. Hanging out today, came back to the channel, and I really appreciate him hanging out to do one of these babies today. I'm sorry if you were tortured, but it's part of the fun. It's part of the
Yeah,
fun.
of course.
But welcome, man. Welcome. Let's see. Let's get the banners up. Let's get it cracking here. Get the banners up for chat. Booyakasha. Boom, boom, shakalak. There we go. And let's see who is here. The Movie Dojo Army is here. We go. Oh, got Asian movie enthusiast is here. All right. Uh-oh. He just says, just wanted to say that Luc Besson is a has-been. Well, there's a little clue of our video that's coming out tomorrow, where we have our versus episode where we have Proud Mary versus Anna versus Everly, a femme fatale episode tomorrow. So there's a little clue there, chat, if you're watching. What Eric thinks about Anna. There you go. Gojira851 says, "Hey yo, 47 Ronin was fun. I refuse to watch Exodus." Gojira says, "How you doing, boss?" We're hanging. Well, he's the boss. I'm just here hanging out. He's the boss. We're doing good. Leonardo, what's going on? Sexy Sumo in the house. That's what I'm talking about, brother. We got Nigel in the house. Exodus was trash, but not as bad as Gods of Egypt bad. 47 Ronin was terrific. All right, we have some fans here. I'm gonna have to disagree with Nigel on the Gods of Egypt thing, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that a little bit later. I want to ruin it right now. 14 badasses just arrived, hanging out. Cheers, chat. Cheers, Mr. Ranji. Oh, he's got what you got there.
Pink lemonade.
What is it?
Pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. Close enough. That's kind of what I'm drinking. Got enough. You be careful there. That's the strong stuff. So you're getting crazy on the stream live. But yeah, again, thanks, brother, for hanging out and doing this with me. As always, you are welcome to do many more in the future.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me again, man. I mean, yeah. I had so much fun the last time. I thought, you know what, it'd be different to talk something other than my movie. We talk about these two movies now. So thanks for having me, man. And I can't believe I sat through them.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it in a little bit, but yeah, man. I'll hit you up. I'll call. I'll contact you for any future videos to see if you're free, and it's always a pleasure you joining us here. Asian movie enthusiast says, "Gods of Egypt is a classic." There you go. There you go. A classic in a different way, which we'll briefly talk about later. All right. So let's see here. All right. Gary's in the house. He says 47 Ronin was good, not great, but good. Okay. All right. I'm noticing a little trend here. I'm noticing a little trend of not really the worst ever for 47. People seem to kind of like it a little bit, and everyone's pretty much shitting on Exodus already to the point where people in the comments are basically saying they couldn't even bring themselves to watch it. And you kind of mentioned to me a little bit earlier that you like barely made it through, right? Were you falling asleep? What happened?
I don't know. I was watching him. I just thought, this is boring, man. I was like halfway through it. Like I enjoyed the first quarter of it, and then second quarter I was like, okay, and then I was like, what is this, man? Just get to the end.
Now, when we get into Exodus, we're going to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about Exodus. We're going to try to keep it professional and give our critique of thoughts on the movie itself. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be diving into the religious aspects. Yeah. Well, we're not here. This is not church, okay? But we'll bring up a few things that I think me and you will agree or disagree on. Might have been a little interesting, their take on it. But we'll get into that. So, all right. Nigel says, "I'm sorry, the Christian in me had to trash that movie." Hey, it's all good, brother. Everyone is all welcome here today. All right, here we go. All right, we got enough people here. We can go ahead and get into it. So let's start with 2013's 47 Ronin. Let's go ahead and start with that. Hold on, let me bring up what we need to see here. Okay, hold on. All right. All right. So I'm sure you're already aware of the real story, right?
More or less,
You're
yeah.
familiar? Okay.
Yeah,
It's a very fascinating real story based off of what really happened. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. And it's one of those stories that's just like, man, it's a different time. It was a different time back then.
yeah,
And for those of you that aren't familiar, don't forget these will be spoiler filled. These are, these isn't really that bad episodes. I'll always have spoilers in there, so just giving you guys warning. But you have these loyal samurai, and their leader, there gets betrayed, and he ends up losing his life,
yeah.
and which causes them to basically lose everything.
Mm.
Everything. They're basically homeless. They have no honor. Becoming a Ronin is like one of the worst things that could have ever happened to a samurai because you're dishonored now.
Yeah,
And they were just like, you know what, fuck this. Our leader that we loved and had a lot of respect for, was fucked up what happened to him, and let's fucked up what happened to us. You know what, fuck it, we got nothing to live for. Let's come up with a plan and let's get this motherfucker. And that's like crazy, bro. Like that's like we don't give a fuck. But the thing is, it's not just a crazy, insane, like wow story because of the plot. It's like, well, not the plot, but because of what the motivation, but what happened afterwards.
yeah,
Kind of what seals the deal.
yeah,
Because after they get their vengeance, they could have tried to escape. They could try to get away, but they, for honor purposes, they turned themselves in and they all basically did the deed.
yeah,
And that's what makes this story even more like wow, like kind of mind blowing. And there's been 5 billion different versions of 47 Ronin movies and
yeah.
TV shows. I have a few. Here's a few honorable mentions. So we have the classic here. We have Chuzengura here. Let me get rid of that banner for a second. Just for a second here. Get rid of the banner. All right. I think Chad already knows what we're talking about, so we'll get rid of that banner. I'll bring it up later when we give our rating on it. But yeah, I don't know why it came out like that. Oh, because we have the bottom banner up. But you can see it's highly rated. You can see the audience really liked it there. But Chushingura, excuse me, Toshido Mifune's in it, but he has a small role. But this is a classic tale, highly rated. If you guys have not seen this version of the story, it's one of the memorable ones. It's very well done. But my personal favorite is actually this one. Swords of Vengeance or Fall of Aiko Castle. Another highly rated. As you can see, the audience really liked it. Aiko Castle one. This one's my personal favorite. And it's not just because, it's a good movie, but it has one of the best one-on-one sword duels in movie history at the end with Sonny Chiba. Sonny Chiba is one of the 47 Ronin. So if that's not enough to entice you to watch the movie, but the fight at the end felt very realistic. Like you could tell they got time. Oh, you've seen it?
I've seen parts of it, not all of it, but I've definitely seen the last fight.
But it's like they get tired. Like you can tell they're just like fuck technique. I'm just trying to survive, But it's just so fucking badass, and that's my favorite. But there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. So when this came out, what was your reaction when you saw the trailer to this?
The trailer actually looked pretty good, to be honest. I mean, it was a bit weird because I was obviously used to seeing the Akira Kurosawa one, right?
Right.
So I think that's the one that everybody really knows is that one. And that was
Akira Kurosawa did 47 Ronin?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he did.
Unless you're thinking of Seven Samurai.
Oh, I'm thinking of Seven Samurai. Yeah. So rewind. I never said any of that.
Okay. Never mind. Okay.
Okay. So I've seen.
But it has the same vibe. It has the same vibe.
Yeah. So I've seen so many samurai movies. They've all kind of blended into one right now. So
right.
But I've seen the both. So the 47 Ronin one. I remember watching the original, and I was blown away by it. But I don't know why I thought it was Akira Kurosawa. But when I saw the trailer to this one, the remake, it looked promising.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go into stuff later on, but it looked promising. But straight away, the first thing I didn't like was they added some mystical elements to it.
The fantasy element, yeah.
Fantasy element. I was like, it just kind of takes away from it. But I thought it was just going to be a straight up samurai movie.
Right.
In some respect, it is, but
Right. Right.
I just thought the trailer for me, I think I'd probably rate the trailer higher than what I, yeah,
Right. Right.
right.
It looked more exciting than what you actually got, the actual product. Yeah. So 47 Ronin came out in 2013, and I kind of had the exact same reaction to you that you had. I was just like, what the fuck? Number one, I love Keanu Reeves, but I'm like, why is Keanu Reeves here?
Yeah.
Number two, I was like, wait, there's dragons and shit? What is happening, right? But perfect timing, right around to us doing this episode, I'm like, you know what? Let me give this a chance. Like we give all movies a chance, right? Me and you, we got an open mind, right?
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot, right? No matter what it is, right? And I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. Obviously, it's not, obviously they're not going for a perfect retelling of the original story.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're throwing in their own version. They're doing their own take. They're doing their own thing. They're bringing in the fantasy element. Let me give it a shot, right? So we go in and we watched it. And first off, though, the cast really good. You got Keanu Reeves, who plays Kai. You got Kerry Tagawa, for all you Mortal Kombat fans out there.
Yep.
He plays Shogun Tsunayoshi. And my favorite, the real star of the movie, in my opinion, Henry Sonata, plays Uishi. And you know him from Ninja and the Dragon's Den, The Last Samurai, The Wolverine. That guy's a legend. And then you have Tada Nobu Asano, who plays Lord Kira. He was in the Thor trilogy. He was one of his buddies, and he was in Ichi the Killer.
And he's also in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's right. And then you have Koshi Bia. Excuse me, I'm horrible at names. Sorry, Koshi. I should have you you do these. You're probably better than me. Koshi Basaki. God damn it. Plays Mika. She was in Battle Royale. Then you have Min Tanaka. He plays Lord Asano. He was also in Twilight Samurai, the Rurouni Kenshin movies. And then we have Kikuchi, Rinko Kikuchi. She was in Pacific Rim, right? And she was terrible in this movie. But we're gonna get into it here. We're gonna get into it. So I'm like, okay, Seven Samurai. We're doing a fantasy take. Let's see what happens here. 16 minutes in, we're already forcing a love interest. Already, I'm like, no. We don't even know who the fuck Keanu Reeves is.
Yeah. We
don't even know who the fuck the chick. I'm just called the chick from Battle Royale. We don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Okay, movie. You're getting off at a bad start here. All right. You got me giving you a chance, right? Coming in, accepting what you're trying to do here, but you're already like, no, the love. I was like, do you want him to die?
Yeah.
He's going to die. Keanu Reeves is going to die. But the love, don't you want to love me and we can love together with love? I'm going to die, bitch. If I join you and we go run off together, we're both dead. If I go to your dad to try to ask for marriage, I'm going to die. What do you want here? What do you want from me, right? Like, I'm already annoyed. This is 16 minutes in here, okay? So, do you want to go into like the basic bootleg plot setup before we get to the love bullshit?
So I guess overall in a nutshell, so Keanu Reeves is, and it wasn't, as far as I can remember, was not in the original. He's a half breed, yeah,
right.
And he's an outcast, but he's sent off to do like I guess he's like some kind of tracker of demons, and one thing leads to another, and then like Samurai mentioned, some shit happens, and they all become Ronin, and then they need to find Keanu again in order for them to help them.
Right.
I guess have some kind of redemption, but it kind of all goes a bit tits up, and then basically, and then they figure out a way to get some mystical swords, samurais, and.
Right.
And then basically they just kick the shit out of everyone, and that's pretty much it.
That's the end of the movie. All right, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But do they when they keep calling him half breed, half breed, half breed?
Yeah,
It's not because he's half Japanese, it's because he's half Tengu, right?
yeah,
Okay, because I've read other plot synopsises everywhere, and I think even they were fucking confused. I think
yeah,
even they were like, because they have in the plot synopsis half American or whatever, half Japanese or whatever, and I'm
yeah,
like, he's half demon, like he's
yeah.
half Tengu. Like, what are you
I
doing
mean,
here?
they don't really go into it much. I mean,
I
I
may
know.
have missed it. Maybe they do say that.
Yeah, I mean, they touch on it slightly when they go into what some like the Forbidden Forest thing,
Right.
um, to get the mystical samurais. They touch on it slightly, but it's like it's just it comes and goes so quickly. It's like you don't have time to process like what's just happened. Like, is
Yeah.
he not? Is he American, Japanese? Like it's not really clarified.
Right.
I guess you just kind of go with it. Like, okay, it don't make sense. But okay,
Yeah.
let's continue
Right.
with the story. That's what I kind of took for it. I mean, I took out of it. I mean, I had to obviously do my research in terms of what it was, and then
Right.
yes, like he's half.
Okay.
So
Okay. 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 All right. Cool. I just wanted to make sure I understood that, but everybody hates him. Everyone, even though they use him to hunt down other Tengu and creatures and monsters and stuff, they all hate him. They don't. They never thank him,
yeah,
right? Uh, one of the other samurai takes credit. He didn't
yeah,
want to take credit, but he ends up taking credit for killing one of the Tengu. But really, Keanu Reeves did it. And I'm like, okay, let's see. All right, we're watching the story. Let's see what happens here. So then they have the tournament. So Shang Tsung shows up.
yeah,
Then we have
yeah,
the tournament.
yeah.
I mean, how convenient, right? He's there to watch the tournament, right?
Of course.
Your soul is mine, right?
I think he'll always get them kind of roles, man. Sorry, but he got like super pigeonholed into a role.
Yeah, well, he's so damn good at it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But what? Oh, the witch got to whatchamacallit. Well, hold on, let me get to. I thought I had an image of the witch here, but it disappeared.
Oh,
That's all.
before the fight, right?
Yeah, the witch, who is the worst actress in this whole movie. I love villains. We love villains, right? Now, imagine, and even if villains sometimes if they chew the scenery, it's actually fun.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it actually is fun, right? It could be a fun thing. It's like maybe they know they're in a bad movie and they're chewing the scenery. Sometimes it's kind of fun for us to watch, right?
Yeah.
But just slowly, everything I say
Yeah.
is I'm evil. Oh, I'm gonna evilly is that a new word? I'm starting a new word now. Evilly grab this glass and drink evilly out of it because I'm evil. Let me put it down slowly. Are do you guys get it yet that I'm evil? Oh, look at this. We got Jet Jaguar here. Oh, I'm evil holding my Jet Jaguar. It's like, okay, and I fucked up on I'm knocking everything over now. But I'm like, okay, we're overdoing it. We're overdoing it here. Overdoing the eval. Tone it down. Be a real person, at least for a little bit, and then do evil shit when you need to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That got on my nerves, dude. And she was like that from beginning all the way to the end.
Mm.
You couldn't even sit down and eat a meal without being evil. Let my hair tentacles come out and grab the food and try to feed the princess or whatever the fuck. And you like scale it back for fuck's sake. God. Well, anyway.
I'll tell you something. For me, I actually did enjoy her performance.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
I thought I
All
thought
right.
I thought out of a few of the characters, I thought she was one of the most entertaining ones to watch. I don't know
Right.
if it was in a bad way or it was in a good way, but
Okay.
I somewhat enjoyed her performance because
Well,
I
as
thought,
long as you're finding entertainment somewhere.
yeah, you
Me,
know,
I was kind of like, oh, because it was like nobody else was acting over the top. That's why I kind of was.
for me, everybody was really flat. It was really one dimensional. Everyone was. And I
Everyone,
thought,
even Keanu Reeves felt wasted.
yeah, really wasted.
Keanu Reeves didn't even need to be in this movie.
Yeah,
Let's be honest here. Henry Sonata had no problems taking control and being the lead of this movie.
yeah,
But Keanu Reeves' character had a purpose, right? Because he could see the Tengu and fight them. But Other than that, though, it felt like he wasn't. I felt like he wasn't in the movie when he was not there, and then he would show up later. I'm like, oh yeah, Keanu Reeves is in here,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
so weird. It's so weird. Well, anyway, the witch evilly takes out the samurai dude, so he can't fight. Did you know this guy is a real guy? This guy's really tall. The guy who was in the Lovecraftian badass. I actually like the armor.
Yeah.
The armor was dope.
You know what it reminded me? It reminded me of the Immortals from 300.
Yeah, it did. It
Yeah.
did. That was sick. But I was like, did they use some forced perspective here?
Yeah.
But then I looked it up. I was like, oh my God, this guy is this tall. Like this dude, that's Keanu Reeves in the outfit, by the way, guys. That guy is that tall. He's real. I was like, oh my God. He's almost 8 feet.
Wow.
It's insane. But that's one of the positives to the movie for me is, you know, I like the costumes. I like the set. The sets were good. You know, like there was attention to detail here, right? There was, you know, they used the budget well. And the things look nice. They look nice. I love the Lovecraftian samurai outfit. I thought that was badass. I hated the way he died. I hated the way he died. That was such a waste.
Super way. I mean, like, because they built him up to be this kind of this character that they were going to use properly at one point to have a badass showdown.
Yeah.
The way he died. I mean, we're okay with spoilers, right?
Spoilers. Yeah, it was always spoilers. Yeah.
The way that he died with a really shitty explosion. And literally, he took like 2 steps, and it was like bang, and then he, for some reason he like shattered into like a fucking million pieces.
Yeah, was he not human? I don't know. It's like weird.
I think that's kind of what they were assuming that. I don't know, but it was really bad. Like I thought he would have had an awesome showdown at least.
Yeah,
it was.
They have magic swords.
Yeah,
fuck him up.
Yeah.
Right? No explosion. We got to end the movie. Or in the movie, we got to end it, you know. And it was just like, oh man, the Lovecraftian dude's gone. That sucks.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised though if there is alternate cut somewhere out there where he does actually have a showdown with him during that final performance where the 47 Ronin finally appear.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there actually was, but it got cut out.
Right. Yeah, you might be onto something right there. So because of Keanu's betrayal, because he's not a true samurai, he brought disgrace and honor to the tournament. Shang Tsung goes, your soul is mine. You're banished from the land. So he gets banished.
Yeah.
And of course, the useless love interest is like, no, love. Right. And then he gets banished, right? But the witch, the villain, even as awesome as the villain is, you know, Lord Kira, that guy's great, man. And even he was kind of wasted a little bit in here. Like they barely get anything for him to do.
He almost felt like that could have really been played. Well, to be honest, any of the characters could have been played by any other actor.
It's true. It's true.
But it was like, especially with him, Lord Akira.
Yeah. He's
such an already well-known actor, right?
Yeah.
Give him such a really shit fucking role.
Yeah.
And you know, like if any of your fans that watch Ichi the Killer out there, you know his performance is awesome. But what they done to him here was like almost really disrespectful to him. And but I think he just kind of did it because it was 47 Ronin. I think everyone kind of did it because it was a remake of 47 Ronin, such an iconic movie. I even read somewhere that for Keanu Reeves, this was actually a passion project for him.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have to find the article somewhere, but I 100%
believe it. I believe it. He probably was really inspired by the story. The story is really inspiring.
Yeah.
I would never do what they did, but I get why, you know, people want to tell that story because it's pretty amazing, you know. Yeah. But he gets banished, and of course the witch does her evilly thing, and she evilly possesses the what's his name? I said him earlier, Lord Asano. She possesses him. He tries to kill. We're gonna call him Ichi the Killer. He tries to kill Ichi the Killer.
The funny thing is, he's not even Ichi the Killer.
I know he's not Ichi the Killer. I'm gonna just call him because I got all these names mixed up. So he tries to kill Lord Kira.
Yeah,
and then of course, you know, that's a disgrace. Can't do that. So then he ends up having to kill himself, right? which brings disgrace and honor, and all his samurai become Ronin, right?
Yeah.
And they even they put Sonata in jail for like a year. As kind of trying to break his will.
Yeah.
Right? Because Lord Kira expects him to do something, but he's like, let me just throw him in prison for a year, see if that breaks his will, see what happens. So after a year, he comes out, and he should have listened to Keanu, because remember, Keanu called it out earlier. He's like, something's not right here, man. And he's like, oh, you're just seeing a hot chick. You know, you're just smitten with her eyes. He's like, I don't know, I see shit. He's like, right. So now he's like, all right, I need to find Keanu. So he finds Keanu, who's kind of just, who knows how long I guess maybe a year. I guess he's just been trained to just fight in like little underground fight clubs here.
Yeah.
Right. And he's, before we get to that, can you help me with this, please?
Yeah.
Who the fuck was this? And
so this guy, I can't remember. He's actually,
it's real tattoos, right?
Real tattoos. Yeah, he's unfortunately passed away now a few years ago. He's actually he's a model, and model purely because of his tattoos and the very unique looking guy. But he was segueing into acting. I don't know how he passed away, but I think he probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, now I feel like shit, but yeah, go ahead.
So he was segueing into acting just purely because of his look, and I believe that was the only movie that he did. I know he was in a ton of music videos. I know he's been in music videos like Lady Gaga and stuff. But yeah, it was so random to just have him in there, and like that whole scene was random. But just to backtrack slightly. Yeah. So when Scorpion comes out of the hole, we'll call him Scorpion because he's going to be Scorpion in the next. Right. When he comes out of the hole, it's almost like instant. He's like, "Fuck it, let's go for revenge." Right? It's like literally you've been out for like 5 minutes. Yeah,
it's rushed.
And almost straight away, you're like, fuck my son, fuck my wife. I'm just gonna find Keanu. Like, there's no hugs, no embraces, nothing. Right? No. It's like, dude, at least have a shave. Like, he doesn't even do any of that. Like, fucking,
get some meat. Yeah, get some meat. Get some, shower, be with the missus or something. But yeah, and that just wasn't the only scene. The scene later when he gives his speech to the Ronin. Man, that was so like, all right, let's go. Okay. And they're trying to make it dramatic. They're trying to make it dramatic when he's recruiting the Ronin. They're trying to make it dramatic, showing all the Ronin slowly stand up like this. Like they're trying to make it dramatic. I'm like, dude, we just got here and already we're having the speech. Like 5 minutes. Okay. Well, anyway, the only reason I brought him up in Rest in Peace, and I feel bad. The only reason I brought him up is, what the fuck did he do in this movie? Why is he the main guy on the poster?
He did 0 in the movie.
But why is he the main guy? Have you seen the poster?
I've seen the poster. Do you know
the poster that I got in the background here? But the actual poster that was like you see more often.
Yeah.
Which Keanu, I think the Lovecraftian armor guy.
Yeah.
Fuck Henry Sonata. Fuck putting him on the cover. And then the tattoo guy. And I'm like, I was expecting him to have a big part or something.
Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's a common thing. Like I've come to know this from making, I guess, an Asian action movies. I've come to know this is because obviously the movie was mostly aimed at an Asian market.
Okay.
What they do is anybody that has a massive social media following,
right?
They stick them on the poster.
Oh,
because it's free marketing to all the thousands and millions of followers that the person has, regardless of whether the person can act or not. To have him or her in the movie with the millions of followers is crazy marketing. So that's the reason that they're there. Because I know when he was on Instagram, I think his account is probably taken down now. But when he was on Instagram, I think he had something like 9 million followers at the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you couldn't sneak in Henry Sonata at the bottom left, like come on. But no, that makes sense then. But still, we could have put some more characters on there, have some fun with it. Well, anyway, this was a part of the movie where I was like, oh, okay, here we go with the fantasy element. Even though I accepted it, I wasn't prepared to see Keanu Reeves fight Pink Shrek. Pink Shrek showed up, and he fought some Pink Shrek there. and Shrek was pink. So the part that made me laugh though was after he decapitated Shrek, Pink Shrek, the little person on the side has his head and he's all like, ah! That kind of made me laugh.
My
But there
God.
was a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's when Henry Sonata showed up, and Keanu was still in berserk mode, and they actually have a pretty. It's not long, but it's pretty good sword duel there. Like the movement was good. It was filmed good. Like this here, I was like, all right, movie, okay, all right, movie, all right, I'm paying attention now. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm liking what I'm seeing and paying attention. We just had Pink Shrek earlier, but now you're giving me some badassity here. Okay, so I was liking that, and then of course I can't help it, but I kind of fanboyed a little bit when they teamed up to escape. And you got Keanu Reeves killing people on this side and Henry Sonata killing people on this side to escape. I was kind of fanboying a little bit. I'll admit it. I was like, yes, I kind of like this. You know, I'm sure I'm in the minority here, but they escape, and then we're on our journey. And Sonata gives his 5-minute speech. No, he gives his 5-minute speech in 2 minutes. And all the other Ronin are like they're doing the Michael Keaton Batman Returns. You know, the bat signal is shining on them. Look, you know So, and they're all down for the diggity. They're all down. They don't give shit. They all know they're gonna die. They don't care. It's all about revenge, right?
Yeah.
And it, but it was just again like you mentioning what you said. It was just so okay. Let's go.
It was too quick, man. It's like there was it almost felt like there was no beats within the movie. It's like they just crammed everything together, and then they realized, oh shit, we fucked up. Now just take this out, and just hope it works.
Yeah.
So
we're going on an adventure. You get a little bit of action here and there. Oh, come on, it's all right, baby.
I'm sorry.
Lady Fat Blood cameo.
Sorry.
Lady Fat Blood. That's Ranjit. Say hi. You haven't met him.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi. I'm good.
All right. I should have like a little video comes up, like every time he needs to cross. Lady Fat Blood cameo comes up with music. Anyway, but yeah, it seemed really rushed. But yeah, like I said, you get some decent action here and there. Did you not kind of laugh hysterically? I think you were probably bored and wanting the movie to end at that point. But I kind of laughed hysterically when you have I know I'm skipping forward to the finale, but they're sitting down watching like the opera, you know?
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
They're sitting down watching the the kabuki show, right?
Yeah.
And if you the camera pans a little bit to the, they're all sitting together.
Yeah.
And the main villain and the camera pans a little bit, and the huge, gigantic Lovecraftian samurai, like he's like sitting there chilling with them. Dude, I was like, okay, that looks kind of funny.
Dude, he was bored as shit to be in the movie. He was like, I'm not gonna get a showdown. I had one action scene, and now they're gonna blow me to fucking million pieces.
I should have got a screenshot of him sitting there, just hanging out. Oh man, that kind of made me laugh. I was like, so my problem with the movie is Lady Fat Blood cameo, except some crowd noises. My problem with the movie is we accepted the fantasy element. We're not fans of it, but we're like, okay, let's sit down and let's give it a shot. We accepted it, but the problem with the movie for me is that they tried to combine two elements, but it just didn't work in terms of, you know what? They should have just went full fantasy. They should have just went all the way, or keep it grounded. They tried to do both, and that's why the story's like, okay, go, right?
Yeah,
I think audience is over here. They don't have time to sit down for a 4-hour movie, right? Right? They just want a 4-hour movie with all the fighting at the end. They don't have time for that. Okay. What do they like over here? Oh, Skyrim, right? Skyrim, that's popular, right? Skyrim, right? What else is popular? The Witcher 3. Okay, let's get The Witcher 3 and Skyrim and Dungeons and Dragons. Put some dragons in here. Put some dragons. I think they want to get the seat, butts in the seats. People get the popcorn, get what they want, and they leave. But unfortunately, it kind of hurts the movie. I think they had an interesting concept, right? Let's just try a new take on it. But I just because when you get to scenes when obviously they need swords, right? They need swords. So when they go to the forest and meet the Tengu in the forest, did that guy's face give you nightmare fuel?
It didn't. I was like, well, like they paid somebody to do CGI, and this is like it was like look, mad respect to guys that do CGI work and special effects because it's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
Whoever signed off on that final version of the movie was like, they should be fired, man, because it was like it was really bad. It was like this much of it was yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It was this bug eyes. It was like one of those I was just like, because I wasn't expecting it. And I
yeah.
was just kind of like, okay, this doesn't look that great. But it's one of those images though that if you stare on it, if it
Yeah.
stares at you all day, then you're like, all right, this is kind of creep me out.
Yeah,
But, you know,
I get that as I mean, I think the very first time I watched it, I think when it came out, it was almost like that. It was a bit like, whoa. But then I watched it yesterday and I was like, oh man, it's like, why was I scared of this? Yeah.
It's like it came out of nowhere. It was like,
Yeah. I mean that whole sequence in there was great.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was bad.
Huh?
Like the main Tengu, he was like, he kind of ruined everything else.
Right.
Yeah? It was
this would have been if they again went if they already dipped their toe into the fantasy rivers.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like let's go a little bit more. This might be kind of cool if we keep going that way. And when we get the scene here, they have to pass the test to prove that they're worthy. Because I guess Tengu likes fucking with people before they give them the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
MacGuffin weapons, right? So, but this was interesting though.
Yeah.
This was. I mean, I wanted them to keep going this route, like go full fantasy. Let's do it. Fuck it. We got witches. Let's bring in some Gandalf.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go full, right? But they didn't. You know, they still tried to keep it grounded. So I really wish they went full fantasy. So like you kind of, you know, like you said earlier, they storm the castle. Have fun storming the castle. They storm the castle while you know, Lovecraftian 8-foot samurai is like bored, chilling out, right? They storm and again, I like the action. I like the action at the end. I like the way they snuck in, took people out. We get some fun little sword battles. Like everybody's using their magic swords. Yeah. I like the action. But
action, I think sorry, just to cut you.
Go ahead. Anytime.
Like I think the choreography was great. Right. I didn't check out who did the choreography, but the choreography was great. I mean, yes, it's not like the raid level action, but I think obviously they have to stay true to the time era of taking place, right? So I get it, but I thought the choreography in all of the fight scenes, I can't think of one where it was actually bad. I think they could have elaborated more on a few things, but overall, I think the choreography was probably one of the best aspects in the whole.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I have a little fun fact to share with you, but you probably already know because it's you. But what was big blue balls? Again, all the fighting at the end is good, chat. Like if you haven't seen it, PhatSamuraiGuy Ronin, you're curious, the fighting is good at the end.
Yeah.
But it kind of gave me some blue balls also because they show Lord Kira train. They show him train earlier.
Yeah.
Fighting two dudes. I'm like, oh, they're setting it up.
Yeah.
They're setting, all right. When he fights Henry Sonata at the end, I was so happy. And then right when the fight got more intense, it was over. And I was like, boo.
Yeah.
Boo. Because Sonata and him were going at it and it was fast. And I loved how because Sonata was so hell-bent on revenge. I love how Sonata said, fuck technique, I'm picking you up, I'm running you through walls. I'm tackling you through 3 walls, and then I'm gonna body slam you, and then I'm gonna fucking kick you like Robert De Niro from Goodfellas. Okay? I was like, yeah, oh, it's over. Oh, god damn it. Why?
It was super quick, man. I mean, like,
I was so happy and excited, and it was over. Like, no, why? Because we had to cut back and forth to Keanu Reeves playing Skyrim. Okay, because this is what everyone came to see. Not really badass fighting and fight choreography. No, fuck that. We got to have the Tengu powers revealed. And I love how it's just the Tengu powers is whatever. It's never really explained what exactly his Tengu power is,
Yeah,
except he can maybe move like the Flash. But we got to have Keanu place. Now, be honest. When this happened, did you want to grab your Xbox controller?
pretty much. I thought he was gonna do like some Mortal Kombat animality thing, and he becomes like I thought he becomes like a dragon or a beast or something.
Oh, but I was just like, yes, I get it. Evil Lynn had to transform into the dragon. I get it. It's got to bring back to the fantasy element. I get it. And I didn't hate the scene. I want to go back to. Can we go back to the good fighting, please? Like, come on, I was so sick of the love interest, man. She was so useless. She was so useless. You didn't even need her in this movie. You didn't even need.
Like, so just like just rethink. Like, I'm not knocking the actress, but
no,
she wasn't a very good actress, man. Right? It was almost like I'm not like putting it down, but it was like you just said, that role could have just been completely taken out of the whole movie.
Yeah,
and it still would have been the exact same movie. Right?
Exactly. And did you not laugh a little bit when he does the code to defeat the Skyrim dragon? He kills Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes up to the love interest, and he's all like, "Nothing's gonna tear me apart. I'm never gonna leave you again." I'm like, motherfucker, we got time. You know what happens at the end of this movie, right? Do you know what happens at the end of this movie?
I don't think anybody knows what happens at the end of it.
But I'm just saying, like, you're gonna be committing the seppuku and the Hatakidis. You know that's coming, right? Well, anyway, it was the whole, stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you line, whatever.
You know what it was? It's like they could, like, realistically, like, just from this version of the movie especially, they could have just bypassed that whole seppuku thing, and like they didn't have to commit suicide. They could have just oh, fuck this, let's just start our own thing, right? But I think, like, just to prove a point or something, they still went through with it. But it was like, what was the point? It's like you all came back, you redeemed yourself,
right?
And you could have made your village area like great again. But
right. Well, I think it's one of those, because I think he may have mentioned earlier that this is considered treason and Shang Tsung's going to kill us anyway.
Yeah.
But when you have a movie that has, Skyrim in it,
yeah,
you can do literally anything you want. I think though they probably kept that part of the movie because I think everyone would riot.
Yeah.
Because if it's called 47 Ronin, so I think if everyone's like, yay, let's go on vacation. Let's rebuild the Lovecraftian samurai, right? Let's rebuild it. And now he's friends with the kids playing in the yard, So
like you said, this should have gone two ways with the movie.
Right.
They should have gone definitely full samurai, full fantasy, or they should have gone full old school samurai movie, right?
Yes.
Now, I don't know if there's any fans of this movie. Like, I actually really enjoyed the last samurai movie, the Tom, what's his name? Tom Cruise movie.
I did like it, yes.
Right? If they'd gone with something like that,
yeah,
I think the movie would have 100% elevated. But because decided to do Skyrim with the movie, right?
Right.
And press up, down, left, right, triangle, square, they just kind of like fucking ruined the movie. And it was like, what was the whole point of this? Like, you had a weak villain. Your Ichi the Killer was really weak. Your 300 ripoff was weak. It's like all the villains were super weak. Yeah,
it was like you said, everyone was wasted.
Right, even Shang Tsung, you could have just stuck a fucking bow and arrow in him, and you could have just, like, who cares if he's a shogun, man? Yeah, when the shogun's dead, like, hey man, look, all bets are off. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Pretty much. Oh, Charms in the house. What's going on, Charms?
Hey,
Keanu versus the fake Russian. Oh, but no, you healed it. You healed it. You hit it right on the button. They could have just did whatever they wanted. They, like I said, rebuild Lovecraftian samurai, name him Lovecraft, and
and
like Lovecraft,
he, and he's
like,
sitting there like this.
right? But anyway. So, like you said, they didn't have to keep it true, but they did. And did Keanu look ridiculous sitting around with everybody else killing himself? Yes.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. And I wish, again, we're not knocking Keanu. We love the Keanu. But it's one of those things where even he was wasted in this movie.
He was, yeah.
Even he was wasted, and I wish I cared more about his character. It's like we only care about the character because it's Keanu Reeves. We don't really give a shit about the real character.
Pretty much. You know what? I tell you something which really pissed me off was, I mean, I noticed it throughout the whole movie anyway, but especially that last bit where they all kill themselves is like, I don't know why they do this. They literally introduced no aspect of blood anywhere. Not even slightly.
Not even a small amount of spray. Just a little bit.
I mean, I get because of the rating system, but
you can have spray, like a small, like a little drip.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you don't need to go like on the levels of like Tarantino kind of blood spray, but like have something. At least have the sword covered in blood. Because when they all commit suicide at the end and they all stab themselves, I was hoping something would happen, right?
Yeah.
But that scene particularly, especially when Keanu kills himself, I'm like, oh man, like I sat through nearly 2 hours of this. Like it's like, come on, man, at least introduce some kind of, show me some blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not a fetishist of blood, but just like at least show something. It's a samurai movie, yeah,
right.
And it's like they showed absolutely nothing, and it really jarred me. And I wish that if they like. If somebody can, if there's any CGI guys that like are in the chat right now that know how to do CGI, somebody please CGI this movie. Like do the whole movie and just add CGI of blood into the movie. And
somebody out there, I'm pretty sure they'll probably do it. But back to the movie. What pissed me off though? I'm sorry, but Henry Sonata's son should have fucking died.
Yeah, he should 100% should have died.
What? Why? Like out of nowhere, saying songs like, "All right, I'm going to let all of you kill yourselves with honor, but wait, this is going to be released in America, right? Oh, we don't want everybody crying and being sad. So, you in the back for no reason at all." I'm going to spare you because your bloodline is filled with honor, even though your dad is in front of me about to kill himself for treachery. But your bloodline is with honor. So come over here, nod to your father and go over there to your smiling mother. So that way the American audiences will not cry. And that's the only reason they did that. And I was like, no movie. Bad movie. Bad movie. Anyway, but before we give our verdict, I'm going to use the Rotten Tomato critics rating. Before we use our verdict, okay, before we do our verdict, any other positives and negatives about the movie before we give the verdict here?
I'll tell you something that I think was really underappreciated was the score. The musical score for the movie, I absolutely loved. Yeah,
it was good.
Whoever the composer was, hats off to you, man. That score was incredible. Some of the visual effects I thought were pretty good. The Forbidden Forest, I liked. The set design was great.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of negatives, but I won't go into it right now. but yeah.
We can go into it?
Well, do you have time?
Dude, we got all the time in the world. But yeah, go ahead and just bounce around real quick.
I mean, I won't go too much.
No rush. There's no rush.
I thought like 90% of the acting was terrible in the whole movie. Like even the good actors, I thought the acting was terrible. I thought the villains were all one-dimensional. Like nobody had any character. There was no layers to any of the characters. Even Keanu, there was no layers to him.
Nope.
50% of the visual effects were terrible. AKA the googly eye guy who looks like a Furby.
And that spider that the witch used. That
Oh
spider was bad.
that you know what that reminded me of?
Hmm.
Like I'm not knocking the video game or the anime, but it reminded me of Final Fantasy. It was just just the visual effects for a live action version was terrible.
Right.
Something in the anime or the video game, it would have worked perfectly, but for live
Yeah.
action version of 47 Ronin, to insert something like that into it, I thought was like,
That was bad.
yeah, like there was no point. And we've already spoken about the 300 ripoffs, so that's pretty much yeah.
It's funny how I liked it and you didn't. The Lovecraftian suit.
No,
And then,
I liked it. I just thought he was super underutilized.
oh yeah. But you're positive though. Was the witch? You actually liked her over the top acting.
I did. You know what? I thought because I felt like she put everything into the role. It never came off as it was.
I guess if I think about it like that,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you know what. I think you might be changing my mind here. Oh,
You could see that she
I thought
actually.
your mic was cut there. I thought your mic was cut there for a second.
Sorry. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you can see that she actually put herself
I guess,
right?
yeah, you're right. I guess compared to everybody else being so wooden,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take back what I said. I was cringing earlier, but I'm gonna take it back. And I see you have showed me the light.
She was the only one that actually acted.
Yeah, even if it was over the top, she at least was giving effort, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. But before we give our verdict here, one thing to mention, some of the positives for me, again, was one of your positives was the fight choreography.
Yeah.
Very well done. And Keanu Reeves, check this out, chat. Keanu Reeves has never trained with a katana sword. He has never trained with a katana sword. He has never done two-handed style.
Yeah.
So this was like the first time, and you would never see that. You would never know that this was his first time using a katana in this movie because he was so natural with it. Because I watched some of the behind the scenes on the Blu-ray that I have.
Yeah.
And even the legend himself, Henry Sonata himself, actually trained Keanu Reeves and helped him out in the movie with the fight choreography. So you're getting trained by the best here. You know, Sonny Chiba student, the legend, Sonata there, rocking the beanie. Gotta love the beanie Sonata there. And that's kind of the saving grace for me for this movie, despite all the problems and issues I had with it. And remember, we can be different. We can differ. It's all good. It's all love here. Agree to disagree. So we're gonna give a verdict right now.
Yeah.
Is it really that bad? Meaning 47 Ronin. Meaning, is it really as low as 16%?
I'll let you answer first.
I'm always last. Go ahead.
Is it as bad as 16%? No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So okay. So that it survived. What would have been your rating for it, though?
I would have given it between 30 and 35.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So I think it's a 35% movie, definitely. The problems with it, though, is for me, as much as I love the fight choreography, and even though we get a little bit of blue balls with Skyrim at the end,
Yeah.
the one thing that hurts this movie the most for me is that it's very forgettable.
Yeah.
It's very forgettable, man. And it's not that rewatchable. You really have to have a huge love for this type of movie to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
This might be one of those, well, maybe another 5 years, I'll pop it in. Yeah. Or if Lady Fat Blood's curious about it, I'll watch it with her. I have no issues watching it again, though. So that's kind of a positive.
Yeah.
But am I going to? Probably not.
Yeah.
But, however, there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. And I think there was enough hard work and effort put into the physical aspect of it. And the rest of it, everything else was great. The set designs, some of the CGI, that was good, looked good. It was solid enough at least. But there you go, chat. I know it sounded like we were going to be really hugely negative here, but we're not saying it's a great movie. We're not saying it's a great movie, but it gets a pass. There is stuff to like in it, but it's not as bad or as low as 16%. I think that's a little too harsh, and it gets the thumbs up. It passes. Again, not a great movie, but it gets the pass. However, it is now time to talk about the greatest period piece film based off of biblical story ever made of all time. Exodus, Gods and Kings. That's right. Did you have notes for this as well, or you said fuck it?
No, I have more notes than I did for 47.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, good. I'm gonna need you to help me out here.
But let me tell you something.
Go for it.
I was hoping the movie would just end. like I remember a couple of times I picked up my phone during the movie and I just browsed Instagram.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, and then I'd get back to the movie. I was like, oh shit! Like I missed like 15 minutes. Oh well. Continue browsing on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it right now. I did the exact same way, but for different reasons. My reasons were I kept saying this throughout the movie. This movie is how long?
2 hours.
But yeah, I'm like asking. This is my reaction to all the movie. And Lady Fablet's sitting over here, and this was my reaction to all the movie. This movie, I kept doing this. This movie's how long? How much do we have left? And yet there's still no character development. I kept saying that throughout the entire movie. I'm like, really? How much longer is this movie? And we're still no character development. How is that possible? How is that possible? This movie's long as fuck. This movie is 247 Ronins put together. And yet you still, if you thought the character development in 47 Ronin was bad, well, let's take a look at this. So I thought that Darren Aronofsky, did I say it?
Yeah.
I thought his Noah movie, which I have not seen, I heard it was actually pretty good. I thought that was the movie that kind of kicked off the renaissance of, hey, let's take some biblical stories, let's make big Hollywood productions.
I believe it was
films. But when I looked it up, these movies came out the same year.
Oh wow!
I was like, what the hell? So that was strange. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. Lopez says Aaron Paul barely had any lines. Oh, here's something. Here's something. Did you know Sigourney Weaver's in this movie? Did you know that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I kept forgetting that she's in this movie. So, do I really need to talk about the plot? I think everyone and their grandma knows the story of Moses, right? I think everybody knows. Now, I have not watched the movie in bazillion years, but I remember watching the Ten Commandments, the one with Charlton Heston. I remember watching it with my family a lot growing up. It's just been years since I've seen it, since I was young. That is a better movie than this movie.
Shit.
Even the animated movie, The Prince of Egypt, animated movie. Does anybody remember that movie? And that's a musical, and I don't like musicals. Even that movie is better than this movie. I saw you looking at the chat. Was anything interesting there?
I was just reading Gary Piazza's message. He goes, earned 268 million worldwide on a budget of 140-200. That's considered a fail.
Oh yeah.
Because usually, like if a budget is like 140 million, they pump another 140 into marketing, right?
Right. That's true.
And obviously, that movie did not make its money. So, yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. That is,
dude, and that's worldwide. 268 million worldwide.
Ooh.
That's
yikes. Yeah, that's not great. Okay. Here, let's get into this here. Let me bring up. Do you have IMDb up on your side?
I can get it up. Yeah.
Do you mind, just for chat here, just in case people do not know the story of Moses, just kind of read the plot synopsis, if you don't mind, my good man.
Yeah, sure. Exodus. So I'll read the one that's on IMDb.
Okay.
The defiant leader Moses rises up against Egyptian Pharaoh Ramses, setting 600,000 slaves on a monumental journey to escape from Egypt and its terrifying cycle of deadly plagues.
Sure. All right. Okay, so Exodus came out the very next year. 47 Ronin came out, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Very next year. Uh, I just want to know. Maybe you can help me.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? What was, because it's not like biblical adventures
Yeah.
were huge and there's a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking Ben-Hur remake sucked,
Oh, that's so bad.
and that was really that bad. That was an episode we did.
Yeah.
Ben-Hur was really that bad, and I just don't understand. Why they even bothered? Like, why?
I remember my father-in-law. He watched the Ben-Hur remake a couple of months back, and he was telling me about it.
Oh, fucking hate it.
And he goes, "What a pile of shit the movie was."
It was terrible.
And he asked me if I'd watched the movie, and I had, but I think I'd only watched like 20 minutes of it. I was like, I don't know how you sat through it, man. He goes, "Well, I just decided to see how it was." I'm like, "Well, welcome to 2 hours of wasting your life watching a really shitty movie."
I just don't understand. And this is Ridley Scott, and all great directors. Be honest though, all great directors make bombs once in a while.
100%, yeah.
It happens. Great actors make bombs, which is this case. Now, everyone, just take a look at this picture here. Look at this. Everybody looks fucking ridiculous. Everyone looks fucking ridiculous. John Turturro looks ridiculous. Sigourney Weaver, ridiculous. Christian Bale, I feel sorry for you, buddy. And did Joel Edgerton do something to piss off his agent?
Yeah.
He must have did something to piss off his agent, and his agent came to him and was like, "Hey, yo, we got a role for you. Ridley Scott, Christian Bale, all right, you're playing Ramsey's son." And he probably got all excited, and he put on the wardrobe, and he was probably like, "Oh, shit, fuck. What the fuck? Look at this face. This face screams? What the fuck did I do?"
Yeah.
That's what this face screams. Why did I make this decision? Why did I agree to do this? Every time Joel Edgerton is in this Egyptian bootleg garb with horrible Hulk Hogan orange goblin tan, he's probably like, why did I agree to this? Every time he walked around with this garb on, I could not stop laughing. I could not take this seriously. And it's sad. It's sad because I have grown to like Joel Edgerton as an actor. Have you seen the movie called The Gift?
No, me and Shams have actually been meaning to watch that movie. I've seen the trailers. It looks great.
Okay, don't read the plot synopsis.
No.
Because some of the plot synopsis actually gives away shit.
Okay.
Check The Gift out. All right. Lady Fatblood wasn't really a big Joel Edgerton fan. We watched The Gift together. She likes him now. And she felt really bad for him in this movie as well. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. He pissed somebody off.
Look at them eyebrows, man. He's got eyebrow game.
And I tried so hard to find, and believe it or not, chat, John Turturro, like I said, everybody looks fucking ridiculous in here. Oh, did you know Sigourney Weaver's in this movie? Did you know that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver's in here. I don't know if you knew that. So, as ridiculous as everybody looks, I tried so hard to find a photo, but I couldn't find one, which makes me beg the question, did they try to delete all of them? I don't know. But Ben Mendelsohn as an Egyptian is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. He's even worse than Joel Edgerton as an Egyptian. He's worse.
I forgot he was even in the movie. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. And I could have sworn, because I watched this in HD, I could have sworn, okay, when Christian Bale, his character meets up with Ben Mendelsohn's character later in the movie, because there's some shady shit going on. Ben Mendelsohn's a little bit too rich. He's a little bit too rich, so he's maybe stealing money. That's why Moses is sent out there to investigate. Yeah. I could have sworn when Christian Bale's on the couch, Ben Mendelsohn comes over like this and sits down right here. I could have sworn I seen nothing but white. Look at his neck.
Do you know what? There was. I picked it up. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But now you said it. It makes complete sense.
Chat. This is like millions of dollars to make this movie, and he sits down next to Christian Bale, and they had the bootleg Hulk Hogan Orange Goblin tan to make him Egyptian looking, and they just said, "Fuck it, fuck this movie. We're only going to right here, and the rest of this is white." I was like, "Really?
That's all we can afford to do.
That's it. That's all we can afford." I was like, "Come on, man." So anyway, I'm like, okay, let's see. All right, everybody looks fucking ridiculous. Let's just see if the story's at least decent, right? I'll let you take over, bro. Just kind of go through.
Well,
Really quick, before you go into the plot synopsis.
Yeah.
As much as you can. Now I know you like, you complimented me on the statues and figures I got behind me, and I know you said in the future you would love to collect stuff like that. You just don't have the time or the space, right? Well, I know what the first thing, once you get around to having the time and the money, I know the first thing you're going to buy, right? I know it. Soon as NECA releases, the action figure of Moses, right? That's the first statue you're going to buy, right? Moses?
How did you know, man?
Action figure?
No.
Right?
No. Hold on. Let's correct it. I'm going to buy John Turturro. That's the first.
Because when I think of action badass heroes, right? I think of Moses, don't you?
Oh, man. It's like...
You can't even play along with me. You're so in pain. You so much pain. This is hilarious. Yeah, go ahead and go into it, man. Go for it.
When you said to me last week, let's do it.
Lady Phat Blood cameo. Oh, she's intrigued at the conversation.
Because I was here for this.
Yeah.
And oh boy.
Hey, you need to join in the conversation. Take a seat.
I got a few minutes.
Hey, well, go ahead. Bring up the chair. Perfect. Hey, look at that. Perfect timing. Yeah. So go ahead, my brother. Let me.
Man. Well, firstly, it's nice to have the missus here as well. Finally,
yeah.
I get to see the missus and talk to her finally, rather than watching as one of the chat guys. But I can't remember what I'm saying now. This is how bad the movie was.
Night Wolf says pure Snorefest Exodus.
I was the only difference between this and Ben-Hur was Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
That was literally because the Ben-Hur, like and keep in mind, I'm more of a Ben-Hur. Like I've only seen Ten Commandments once.
Right.
I was more of a Ben-Hur person growing up, but I remembered enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But watching this was just like,
it almost got to Ben-Hur status for me.
Oh no.
It almost did, but
no. Yeah. Why are we doing this? Just why are we doing this?
You know what? The movie almost felt like. I felt like I like Ridley Scott, but for me, it almost felt like a cash grab for Ridley Scott. He thought, "Fuck it, just do it for the money," right? Because there was a lot of research put into the movie, but they missed out a shit ton of stuff, right? It's like, and they could have cut down on some things and maybe a few more things, but it almost felt like, "Fuck it, let's just make a movie about Moses and let's just jump on the bandwagon of religious movies," and I thought. And it was like, that's what I said to you last week when Ridley Scott decided to do this one instead of my one. I was like, it was like a bad choice, man.
Yeah. Really quick, did you know Sigourney Weaver's in this?
Stop it! Sigourney, I only have 2.5 lines in this film. Weaver. Oh no.
Why was she in this movie?
Why was anybody?
Well, I can jumpstart it, Ranjit, and you can just jump in whenever, okay?
Yeah.
So we have this battle scene in the beginning, right? Because we can't have the audience be bored, even though they paid money to see Moses. They paid money to see the Moses story, but we got to have action. We don't want the audience to be bored. We got to sell those NECA action Moses's figurine. All right. So can you explain to me? So Ramses is he's useless. He's lazy.
Yeah.
He's annoyed all the time. He doesn't want to do anything, and he's the next in line. And even John Turturro has that meeting scene with Moses, and he's all like, "I wish you were next in line. Sorry, I know. Hope my son's not around when I say that." Oh, did you know he died? Did you know John Turturro died in the movie? The Pharaoh. Did you know that?
Was it in the movie? Like literally, that's how much I actually cared about the movie. I was like,
oh, he's dead because right after their conversation, you see, I'm gonna kill my agent Joel Edgerton be crowned. And I'm like, oh, Totoro Farrell died? Oh, okay, movie.
What a
All
bitch.
right.
Mm.
So during the battle scene in the beginning, when he rescues Ramses, Bale does.
Yeah.
Why do we have that long shot of Ramses holding the spear at Bale?
I know, right? Yeah, that like what was the point? Like like it wasn't very clear. Like Christian Bale, like your I guess your brother saved you, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden you want to throw a fucking spear at him. Like it makes zero fucking sense. Right? And I was so confused. I remember watching the scene and I remember just doing this to it. Like
Yeah.
it didn't make no sense. But yet it was put in like they could have just cut that scene out completely. But it was like from what it felt like he was just there fucking forever holding the spear, waiting to throw it at him. Right? It's like they could have just taken the whole fucking scene out completely. And it still would have, like we just said, for 47 Ronin, it still could have been the exact same movie. But little points like that in the movie, it was almost like they were just trying to fill minutes. And it was just like, oh man, it was. But yeah,
This was what my problem was with Ramses. My problem with Ramses throughout this whole movie was the whole movie. He's like, brother, kill him.
yeah,
The whole movie, I'm like, is he evil or not? Stop fucking with this movie because you're not doing it. You're not doing it in an interesting way.
yeah.
It's like, hey, how you doing? Hey. Like I'm like, dude, this is driving me insane. You know, like
I mean, I get the point that they were trying to make that he was like he's basically a spoiled child, is what he is. Right. I get the point that we're trying to make. I just don't think it was executed the way that they wanted it to be. Right. Just because he came off as this annoying shit. Yeah. It was like, just get to the point, man.
But they never built. I mean, I hate to say this. I hate to sound like an old person, but they did it better with Yul Brynner. Like you felt there was jealousy. You felt instantly there was a problem. Not this, hey, brother, hey, we gonna get some beers? All right, let's get some beers. I fucking hate that guy. Like it was the whole movie was back and forth.
Yeah, also, you got to chalk that up to the fact that you've got it's the same with Ben-Hur. You've got the original Ten Commandments, the original Ben-Hur. Both of those films had really long run times,
right?
Where they had, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 hour run times, where they had all this time for character development,
right?
They had all this time to give you lengthy.
But what was this movie's excuse though? This movie was long as fuck.
2.5 hours. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's all this movie was. Same thing with Ben-Hur.
This movie felt like it was 4 hours.
That's all this movie was. that they got to truncate it. Same thing with Ben-Hur. They truncated the shit out of it for regular modern audiences. That's all they did. So that's why this movie felt extremely truncated. That's why the actual Ten Commandments scene at the end of this film was like a super smash cut.
Right.
All that shit that happened at the end of the film, we're jump cutting to the end of the film, was literally like a snippet. It was like a YouTube snippet. It was like a smash cut.
Like, how much time we got left? All right, go ahead and build the tablets. Go. Build the tablets.
It was literally in this blink and you'll miss it, and all of a sudden you got the orgies and the idol, the calf idol at the end, and it's like, oh. If you don't know the story, that's what's going on at the end.
We ain't got time to show that.
Yeah.
We're gonna end it.
You literally blink and you'll miss it. But it actually happens in the film. I'm surprised they even did it. But they did it. But it's literally blink and you'll miss it. But that's because it's, super 2.5 hours. But that's why you don't get any of that development in this film. Yeah, it's only 2.5 hours.
God. 2.5 hour movie with no character development.
Well, yeah.
And a good example of that though is, actually,
was Ranji going to say something?
Oh yeah, Ranji, go ahead. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No, sorry. I mean, I wonder what the original runtime of the movie was before it was obviously cut down to 2.5 hours. It probably was like 4 hours, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. We noticed that it did feel like there were some things. Did you get that feeling too? Like it felt.
I did. I mean, I felt like there were like a lot of chunks just missing. Like it almost felt like random. Like you'd go from having something which was quite good, and like, for example, the alligator scene, and then all of a sudden it just jumped into some fucking neck shit, and it was like, what just had like want to rewind. Like, did I press forward or something? Like I missed something. Like I missed like a whole hour of a movie or something. That's what it felt like.
Right.
And, yeah, that was like a really big issue for me. Like it just felt like just very choppy and just like they spliced a bunch of shit together.
Right.
But yeah, let's move on, man.
But so Moses basically gets banished.
He does, yeah.
He gets banished. And what was the reason again?
Well, don't forget, like the whole series of events where he finds out who he is. That was incredibly just like, oh,
that was sloppy
that's
too.
a whole mighty series
Finding
of
out
conveniences.
that he's Hebrew.
That was a whole bunch of conveniences.
The whole scene of where like he gets married and has a kid and stuff. It was
on the notes here. That was so bad.
Yeah, like that is the majority of my fucking notes. It was like that was like a good 20-30 minutes of just wasted material.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just like they could have told that story in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and what bothered me though was he meets this girl literally for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He meets her for 5 minutes, and the very next scene they're getting married. And I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Go back to the image just for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. There we go.
The guy on the far left. If that isn't a tan, I don't know what is. The guy on the far right, his tan looks like Trump. Right? So bad.
Hey, Orange Goblin Hulk Hogan, bro.
Yeah, it's really bad.
This whole movie is a testament to bad decision making and casting. You know, it was one thing when they did it back in classic Hollywood, when Hollywood was just dumb and naive, and you could claim they just didn't know any better because they were stupid.
We had a lot of blue-eyed Indians. And that's just how it was back then.
They did the tape to make the fake, Asians.
Yeah.
It's like you could claim that's just embarrassing, but okay, they were just dumb back then.
Yeah.
But doing it in 2014, it's just like, why? Why would you? Why? Yeah, just why? Why?
Get
why?
It.
There's absolutely no reason for it.
Did you know Sigourney Weaver was there?
Stop it! It's literally just like you don't even you can't even claim ignorance. It's like there's literally like no excuse for it, and it's awkward, and it's just like you got all. And what's really sad is like there's all these really good actors trying, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
I have to give it to Bale. He tries in this. He does.
Bale definitely. I mean, I watched an interview with him today actually with Joel Edgerton, talking about how much research he actually did for the movie, and he actually put a lot of research into the movie and trying to come up with his own version of what he thought Moses was.
Right.
I mean, I think out of all of the performances, I think Bale's was definitely the best.
Yes,
out of them, and because
he was trying.
You could see that he genuinely tried. Yes, Sigourney Weaver's in it. But yeah, like everyone else, like I mean, like I have a few good points.
Go for it.
In the movie, but like I have like nearly 2 pages of just bad points.
Yeah, we're here all day, man. Let's go ahead.
Like, I mean, the scope of what they showed Egypt to be, I thought was good. Yeah, I mean, I thought the visual effects in some of the scenes were really good. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, like that's really good art department work. Yeah, like hats off to whoever the art department was. Great. Although the head in the back looks a bit like hollow. But yeah. I thought the 10 plagues scene was amazing, especially the crocodile scene, the alligator scene. Yeah. The way that they showed, like they fucked up them dudes on the boat, man. Right? That was good.
Yeah. It's more violent than 47 Ronin.
100%. What else? The burning bush sequence. I thought it was an interesting take, right?
All of the scenes with God's messenger, but it was God speaking through the child. All of that was interesting. I kind of surprised they took that route. If this was a movie that was made by Pure Flix, none of that shit would have been in there.
Yeah, of course.
There would be no questioning God at all. There'd be none of that. That's a bad thing. You don't do that. But it was interesting. I wouldn't say it was amazing, but those scenes were interesting because even Moses was like, well, you're waiting on me to do the shit, but what about you? It's been 400 years. There's been slavery for 400 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like that he
Interesting.
had the conflict with God, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh my God, it's gonna sound so bad now.
Do it.
Forgive me for saying this, but nothing to do with religion. But
Yeah.
kid that they had to have be the messenger. Oh man,
Dude.
like they could have just done something else. But
a grown actor, an adult.
No disrespect to the child, yeah. But,
what was Anthony Hopkins doing?
Yeah.
Get Anthony Hopkins.
I tell you what, the sequence where he's buried up to his face in the mud, right?
Yeah.
That sequence reminded me of the Man of Steel sequence of where he gets sucked into the bones, of where he's having the
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just reminded me of that, right?
Right.
And then I think the highlight of the whole movie were the horses. All of the horses in the movie were absolutely fantastic.
We're reaching now, Chad. We're reaching for positives here. The horses. Well, she's a horse. She loves horses and she rides horses. She used to ride.
I used to.
But yeah, we're all team horses here.
My Mrs. Charmaine, she is also an avid lover of horses as well.
Oh, we have stuff in common here. That's it. So the takes with God was interesting. But it just should have been played not by the little kid. It should have been somebody else.
Yeah.
What I wasn't really understanding was they were kind of setting up this whole thing with some of Moses's followers. They would catch him at times talking to himself.
Adrian Paul, yeah.
And that didn't go anywhere.
No, I thought they were going to maybe set up doubt that Moses is crazy, but they never followed up with that. That never went
anywhere.
No.
Like, hey, you're crazy. Why are we? They did kind of question it, but that literally didn't go anywhere. It's like, why are we doing this? That whole thing could have been cut out.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of superfluous. It was like, why even have any of that? That was another one of those things where it was like, was something there cut out that they could have just like axed that. I don't know.
I got scared.
I mean, I thought it was going somewhere.
Right.
And I thought that was interesting.
Right.
Because he was having these conversations with the messenger, but when you had
somebody, but nobody else would see his messenger. Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. No. Because it went nowhere. It literally went nowhere. So it was like, okay, well, never mind. So
I thought the movie definitely could have been at least 30 or 40 minutes shorter. I think you would have made of a more interesting film, of a story. But I just don't know why they kept cramming a bunch of random stories into the movie. Like it was, I think, like, I'm probably exaggerating here, but it almost felt like there were just like 10 stories in like a 2.5 hour movie. It's like Moses getting married, having kids, and then it was like has his own fucking shit going on, and it's like so just stick to the whatever the main points are. Like you don't know about what he did fucking 2 years later, and it's like
and something like that could work in a 5.5 hour epic.
100%, yeah,
but not in a 2.5 hour truncated version, which is what they were going for.
Yeah. The meat of the story is Moses learning his true identity.
Yeah.
And being sent on a mission, all right, to free the slaves of Egypt. Yeah. That's the meat of the story, okay? But I was getting scared. This was around the time I was getting really scared that we were reaching Ben-Hur levels when he showed up. He left his family.
Can I just say really quick, fuck the ending of Ben-Hur.
Oh, yeah.
Really quick. Fuck it all up and down and sideways. And
I got an issue with the ending of this one, too.
Anyway.
But yeah, we'll get to it.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, boo.
I'm sorry. That was maybe I've got to do this again sometime with you. But anyway, I'm sorry. Gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
So he leaves his family. He leaves his family because he's a blues brother now. He's a blues brother. I'm on a mission from God, right? So he leaves his family. And the first thing I'm thinking about is like, okay, he's going to meet up with the other Hebrews, or the first thing I'm thinking is he's going to show up to Ramses being the messenger, because that's what Charlton Heston was. Charlton Heston kind of came up and was like, this is a warning.
Yeah.
You might want to, you might want to free the slaves, or some bad shit's going to happen. And of course, Ramses, he's so cocky and arrogant, he laughed it off, and he's like, oh, whatever, Moses, get out of here, right? So I thought that was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, we get vigilante Moses showed up and had Ramses, who was in the stable, at knife point or whatever the fuck. And he's like, he was Batman. Okay, I'm gonna say it. He was Batman. He just didn't have the death metal voice. But Moses has got the sword to Ramses, and he's like, since I've been gone, I heard that things have been going really bad around here. Even worse. What the fuck's going on, Ramses? I'm like, right around that part of the movie, I turned to her and I said, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That was my reaction. I said, what are we doing, movie? What are we doing? And that's the exact same thing that happened in the Ben-Hur remake. He showed up as Vigilante Ben-Hur and didn't kill Masala, and then he got a whole bunch of innocent people fucked up, just like this movie. I was just like, you know what? So, and then for a second, I was scared, bro. I was so scared that they were going to bitch out on the plagues at first, because what happened? All of a sudden, action NECA figure Moses goes, oh, I'm going to meet with Breaking Bad, Adrian Paul, who didn't do shit in the movie, but wear a beard. I'm going to meet with him and everybody else. Oh, Gandhi's in this? All right, cool. We got Gandhi up in here. All right, bringing the movie some status, right? Leveling the points for the movie, because we love Ben Kingsley, right? And then all of a sudden, Moses is training Hebrews how to fight. What is happening? Why are we taking all this time having Moses train them how to fight when he knows there's no chance in hell that they're going to be able to free themselves physically and defeat the Egyptian armada? There's no way they're going to. Why are we wasting time trying to set up with something that didn't happen? It didn't really happen. We had one little action sequence, but that was it. But I got so scared because I thought they were going to bitch out on the plagues. When Christian Bale goes, let's hit them where it hurts. Let's go attack their food supplies. I was like, oh, no. They're going to bitch out on the plagues, and the Hebrews are the plagues in a way. Like, oh, let's take out their food supply, and that's how Egypt had to go through famine. I was like, don't do this, movie. Please don't do this. This is terrible.
Did they actually, as far as I know from the actual Book of Exodus, there's supposed to be 10 plagues, right?
My memory on all of the plagues is terrible. I'm actually not the guy, but I don't remember all of them, to be honest.
Well, I think it's supposed to be 10 plagues. How many plagues did they actually show in the movie? I think it was like 3.
Okay, we had the
alligators,
the bloody river.
Okay, that's 1. Yeah.
We had the locusts.
Yeah.
We had the frogs. We had the flies. We had the famine.
Right.
I think something happened to the cattle.
Okay.
And I don't know if the mumps or whatever they had, the bumps, and I don't know if that was part of a plague too, where everybody got their skin got all fucked up.
Yeah.
And we had this.
I was just about to say that. The giant fucking snow.
We had the hail.
The hail, yeah.
Yeah. So.
We had one more actually. We had the deaths of all the firstborn sons.
That's the big one. That's the big one right there.
So they had 9. So I think they had about 9 in the movie then.
Okay.
So they came close. Somebody commented they didn't show all the plagues. Yeah. I don't think
possible. It's been so long since I've seen the old movie, to be honest. But even though I had a lot of issues with the movie, and I was just like, ugh, I was frustrated with the movie. At least they didn't bitch out on at least some of the plagues. At least it acknowledged the plagues. Is what the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because I was scared. I was scared we were going to have action NECA figure Moses leading the uprising. Again, like, no, stop this. The whole point of the story is that Moses is a completely changed person. Moses is completely different. And he just shows up to Ramses and like, look, you ain't got to believe what I'm going to say. but it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
And every time he showed up after every plague, the point of is showing Ramses had that hard heart. And Ramses was like, I don't give a fuck about your guy. I don't care. You're not getting the slaves. You know what I mean? So hold on one second. There you go.
Thank you.
That's the point of the story, right?
Yeah.
Until we get to the final plague. So I was like, okay, thank God. At least they have some of the plagues in here. Again, like you with the horses, I'm like grasping at straws, man. Like I'm like, there's gotta be some positives. God dang it, you know. But you gotta love the another conflict that Moses had with God earlier when he was like, God basically came up to him and said, "You're taking too long to free the slaves.
Yeah.
You're taking too long, Moses. So let me do my thing. Let me move. Let me do the plaguey thing. Let me
Pretty
do my
much. Pretty much.
that was different. And even with the killing all of the firstborn, Moses was like, I don't agree to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with this. This is not what I signed up for, but there's nothing I can do about it. Interesting. This shouldn't have had a little kid, but interesting concept.
I thought you just go back to the cast for a second. I thought Sigourney Weaver, John Turturro, and Aaron Paul were like, well, pretty much everyone was horribly miscast in this movie.
Oh yeah,
there was absolutely 0 point to having Aaron Paul in the movie. Right? What was the point? Right? Like
Breaking Bad just finished, or
I can't remember. Like I think chat will probably know when it finished, but
okay,
like. It's everything Aaron Paul, like, and this is no disrespect to Aaron Paul, but everything Aaron Paul done since somebody said Sigourney's in it.
Did you know that? I didn't know that, but yeah.
Everything Aaron Paul's done since Breaking Bad, it hasn't been a lot of movies, but has been terrible.
Not counting El Camino, which I heard was okay. I haven't seen it. Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Maybe that's a future episode, but
okay,
dude, like Aaron Paul, like there was like he did Need for Speed. I think he did like one other movie, and then things like super supporting roles. Like him being in this movie was a complete slap in the face to Aaron Paul. There was no point to having him in this movie. It was like he probably got paid like fucking a shit ton of money to appear in the movie for like fucking 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he had like one piece of dialogue that he had to live with, like one line dialogue.
So. And he was kind of like, they were kind of trying to build him as Moses' second, kind of.
Yeah, but it didn't work, man.
No,
right? No. And it didn't work mostly because of his fake hair and beard, right?
Yeah.
It was so obvious. Right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, there's some really good makeup artists out there, but what they did on this was really bad. Yeah. And it kind of points out, going back to Ben's character and Joel Edgerton's character as well.
I want to show the makeup. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was like there was no really point to having. Like, I can't remember the name of his character.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter now, but it was just like terrible, man. And I thought John Turturro was like really badly cast.
You didn't even see his death.
Yeah, you didn't see his death. I really liked John Turturro, and I thought he was funny as shit in the Transformers movies, right? Right, like they're not good movies, but like he was super funny in those movies.
Yeah,
and like obviously in like Big Lebowski and stuff. Like he's obviously a great actor.
Yeah,
but like to have him in this kind of movie, oh man, it was just
it's brutal. It's brutal.
Some sexy someone said Aaron Paul's costume was from cheap nativity scene. Pretty much.
Yeah. So after the success of Noah and the failure of this movie, wasn't there 2 more biblical movies that had a mainstream theatrical run? Everything else is obviously straight to video. But there was like Risen or something like that. You look at the perspective of the Roman soldier throughout the whole, played by Ralph Fiennes, played the Roman soldier after Jesus dies. And it's kind of like a movie about the resurrection, but told through the soldier's eyes.
Let me just check on you.
I could have sworn that got like a theatrical run. And then, speaking of the Nativity, there was a movie called The Nativity that came out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
after that, though, I don't remember any other theatrical runs, and everything else is obviously straight to video. Like, and I actually been wanting. Yes, so I was Risen. Yeah. I don't know if these other two movies are any good. I'm just mentioning, like, after these two movies, I don't remember any other theatrical worldwide release of biblical stories. I don't remember any others.
I don't really remember. I mean, I know that Mel Gibson was trying to do Passion of the Christ #2, right? The Resurrection is called. But I don't know.
I didn't know he was doing that. He should probably stay away from that. He's a good director, though. He's a good director.
I mean,
people are they're not gonna want to see that, unfortunately. Yeah, it's like for years I've been wanting a Samson movie because Samson, in a way, is the superhero of the Bible. He's a superhero. He has super strength, and he's got a weakness. Right? Like, it's perfect for, like, if you want to make a big budget action spectacle. And there's actually a good lesson in there, believe it or not. There's a good lesson.
Yeah.
But, and a very violent ending, which I fucking love. But they made a Samson movie, and I heard it's atrocious. Did you know that? There is one. I have not seen it.
I didn't know.
I heard it's terrible. Terrible.
There is actually another movie. I just remembered. Who's the guy that plays the heroin addict from Trainspotting? What's his name? The English actor. He's in Star Wars.
Oh, you're right.
He played Jesus.
Robert Carlyle? No, you said he's in Star Wars. Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor. Yes, he played Jesus in a movie where it was the story of Jesus in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
I think I kind of barely remember that.
Yeah, it's that one. It was a very limited theatrical run.
Okay.
And it was it was like a super art house movie. And
really good, you know?
From what the trailers, I've already seen the trailers, but the trailers looked amazing.
Okay.
I know it played in Cannes, so like I don't know what the deal was with it afterwards, but I know it had a small, like, really limited theatrical run.
There you go. Sonny says Samson movie was bad. Yeah, it looked atrocious. It looked atrocious, and it sucks, dude. Samson could be such a dope movie. You don't have to believe if the story really happened. You don't have to believe in the religious aspects, but the movie itself the story itself could be a cool, kick-ass movie.
Sonny's my cousin, by the way.
Oh, Sonny, thanks for joining us today. I'm sure he's cracking up at our conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the lamb's blood scene.
Oh my God! Somebody just said Obi-Wan Kajesus.
That's sexy sumo for you. Lopez says, if you decide to watch Noah, there is a great battle scene with the giant rock Ents with multiple arms. I think is the only thing you will like. Okay, that happened in the movie. I thought you saw it. You didn't see it?
Noah, yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh,
you not seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen it. So
yeah.
All right, I'm curious now.
The play Sonny, what were they called again? Because Sonny knows a lot about this. I think they're called the Nephilim. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like angels that God cursed, and he sends them to Earth, and they get their souls get put into the Earth. But when they rise, they come up as like some
interesting.
They come up like some fucking transform looking things.
Interesting. That's interesting. So at this part of the story, we get to the final one. This is the big one where, again, Moses shows up and he's like, look, your people are starving. Everyone's suffering. You need to stop this. You could end this, but if you do not, something really bad is going to happen. It's not going to be good. It's up to you if you want to risk that, or you can let everybody go. And he even told him, and you need to look after your son. He shouldn't have said that, but it's like, don't tell him that. But it's not like he could have stopped it anyway. But of course, Ramsey's being so weak and pathetic. Is that a threat? Is that a threat? I could kill you right now, but yeah. We don't know what my character is. But they surprisingly, I didn't think they were going to do it, because you know how Hollywood is. You know how Hollywood is. They'll bitch out on this kind of stuff. Like, look what we just talked about, 47 Ronin. All of a sudden, your son out of nowhere, Henry Sonata's son, lives. Like, I'm surprised they went through with this. So, but death is coming through the land. All the firstborns are screwed. Yeah. And Moses tells the Hebrews, put the lamb's blood over the doorways, and you'll survive. And I'm surprised they did. I'm surprised they went through with it. So I guess that's kind of a props to the movie, I guess.
I mean, even just going back to the death of the firstborn. Even when Ramsey's kid dies, his son, and he's holding his son, and he hands it to his wife. Dude, like, the first thing I saw, like, when he doesn't even hand her, he just shows his wife. I looked at the child, and I thought, man, like, you can quite clearly see that this was like some $25 fucking dummy that somebody just brought off of the shelf from Toys R Us. Yeah, it was just like, it was so bad.
Yeah,
and even like later on when he meets Moses and his son is wrapped, ready to be mummified, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like, and like he's moving around, and the baby's head is just going around, right? I'm like, I could not stop laughing, and oh my god, it's like somebody so like at least the continuity director should have picked this up, right? And that the head is moving around in like every scene. It doesn't look right, and I should probably bring this up to the seniors in the film, right? That the fucking baby's head is all over the place, right? But you know what? No one picked it up, and it's ended up in the movie, and you know, I'll do what you do, and that's bad on them.
Sorry, I got a message.
No,
but no, I agree. We had Cabbage Patch Baby, but my concern was, again, we're just rushing through this movie, and my concern is Ramses needs to have a moment. He did not have a moment, and that really bothered me, because do you remember? I don't know if you remember the Charlton Heston one, but when I was young, that scene kind of creeped me out, man. I'm not gonna bullshit here.
Yeah.
When death, they had like this eerie music, and death entered the land as green mist.
I remember it vaguely.
You remember that? And then they would cut from the Moses and them inside inside their homes, hearing the screams of the parents.
Yeah.
When I was young and I watched that, dude, I was kind of like, that was a little unsettling, right? Didn't get any of that shit here. We had fucking Cabbage Patch Baby. With wobbly head, wibbly wobbly. Yeah, that's what we had here. It's like, come on, dude. But what happened, right? What happened in the original one? I kind of remember Ramses at least having his moment.
Yeah.
And he, get out of here, leave, get out of here. And they all leave, right? Yay for the Hebrews, the slaves are free for now, right?
Yeah.
But I could have sworn, because like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen the Charlton Heston one, but I could have sworn Ramses had that moment where it was either Nefertiti came to him or somebody came to him and was punking him out. Right. Like, you weak piece of shit. Didn't say piece of shit, but they were like, you weak. He defeated you. You lost face. Your whole country hates you. He just left out. You're going to let him leave. You're like, there was none of that.
Yeah.
None of that. And then Yul Brynner was like, you know what? Fuck this dude. You know what? I'm going to kill everyone, right? We didn't have any of that. When did this movie come out, in the 40s? 50s? We didn't have any of that in this movie. Like, literally, Joel Edgerton is just, the slaves are on their way. They're going towards the Red Sea. And you literally have Edgerton sitting there like this, looking like Lovecraftian samurai from 47 Ronin. He's sitting there like this, looking bored. Meanwhile, his wife in the background has lost her mind. She's rocking the baby that's not there. And he's sitting there like this, That's it. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Did you know Sigourney Weaver was in this movie? Why? That was the perfect opportunity to have Sigourney Weaver show up.
Yeah.
And she could have been the one to get him out there to fight. She
Mm.
was doing that the whole movie. The whole movie, Sigourney Weaver was anti-Moses.
Yeah.
That was the perfect opportunity to give Sigourney Weaver something to do. And she could have came to him and be like, you're pathetic. You're a disgrace. You're the worst pharaoh we ever. You know, it's something.
Yeah.
No, we're just going to have him do this, right? Looking like Conan the Barbarian, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of the movie. And then the very next shot, he's walking down the steps with armor, and he's like, all right, let's go, guys. Let's go. You ready? You ready? The chariot's all ready to go? Okay, let's go. And then they go chase. I was just like, you're missing the meat of the story. Yeah, you got a great budget. Yeah, you got costumes. You know, you got beautiful horses. Yay for the horses.
Mm-hmm.
But you're missing the meat of the story. Again, 2.5 hour movie with no character development.
Zero.
And I'm like, you're not, if the actors if the characters look like they don't care, we as an audience is not going to give a shit.
Of course.
And I would have been more invested if he's just like throwing shit. Oh, he's gonna pay. Like, I'm gonna, come on, man. Like, no, just gonna do that. And then he goes on the chase, and then we have the parting of the Red Sea, kind of more of the sea, kind of more of God like draining the sea.
Well, if you're gonna go to the Red Sea now, like part of the film.
Did I miss anything else?
No, I think you pretty much nailed everything that I'd written down.
Okay. I'll let you take it, because this made me. I stood up and screamed in anger. But the special effects of the Red Sea were good. I'll give the movie that.
No, that 100%. The visual effects team did an incredible job.
Yeah, this very, very well done. This looked good. Look at Edgerton's face right there. Look at that. I can't believe I'm in this movie. I'm gonna kill my agent.
The sea looks beautiful though. Like, I must say, like the CGI. I was half expecting someone on a horse to be surfing the waves, but I think that whole scene was super underwhelming. Like, if anybody knows anything about the Moses story, whether that be like a 1% or 100%,
this is the highlight.
This is the highlight of the story. This is what the whole thing is building up to.
Yeah.
And when it came to it, I was just waiting. But then by the time, it was like the scene was over, and I was like, I'm still waiting. It was just I remember the Charlton Heston one from the bits that I remember, and I remember it being super epic when it happened.
Exciting.
Right? It was exciting, right?
Yeah.
And I just never felt it with this. I was like, I waited fucking 2 hours for this shit.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, it should have been an epic moment, right? And even with Christian Bale's character, like when he throws the sword into the ocean and then it splits the ocean, right? It was good. And then anything after that, it was like, no, this is not good, man. It's like, I don't get what's happening. Right?
Yeah.
Like it should have been the most iconic bit of the whole film, because the way that they built it up in the trailer, it looked like it was going to be awesome with the horse in the background and the waves are coming crashing down. It looked like it was going to be amazing, right? And then just when the whole movie and we saw it, it was like, just wasted.
Like, okay, the special effects of the ocean look cool. Okay, but I screamed in anger, bro. I stood up the chair and I was like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Are you fucking kidding me? So, oh God. Oof. I'm hurting just talking about this. So we have the scene. So they're coming in, all the, Moses and everyone, they're safe. Moses and them are safe. They made it to the other side, right?
Yeah.
So the Egyptian army is like, well, fuck you, Ramses. We need to get out of here. We're turning around. So they left his ass, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
and they go back the other way, but it's too late. They're already getting crushed, right?
Yeah.
So that literally leaves Ramses by himself, charging, trying to find his agent, right? He's charging with his sword by himself.
Yeah.
And for no reason, absolutely no reason. This, who wrote this and who approved this?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. Moses, all of a sudden, he's safe with his crew. For no reason, Moses goes down there in the ocean, down there where the ocean's about to crash,
Yeah.
and meets up with Ramses.
Yeah.
Now, I know in the Ten Commandments version, Yul Brynner did not die. He was just left there. He failed. He was left there. He's crushed mentally, and he's his whole army's dead. He's probably going to end up killing himself at some point. But he didn't die in the Charlton Heston one. But clearly, they set it up to show that there's no way he's going to get out. His army left him, and they died. There is no way Ramses is going to survive this. Moses is not too far from him. There is no way, Ranjit, Moses is going to survive this. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we got two little bitties, the little ants are about to get crushed by the fucking perfect storm. Okay, the perfect storm wave is coming, right? Huge wave crashes on both of them. Boom! They should both be dead.
100%, yeah.
They should both be dead. Now, you could say, well, maybe God protected Moses, right? We're reaching, but maybe God protected Moses. Well, why did you go out of your way, movie, to show Moses get shoved down in the ocean, hitting his head on the rock with blood coming out?
Yeah.
Why did you even bother showing that when the very next scene is Moses coming out of the ocean? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all got some loaves and some fish? We got to get some grub. How you doing? Hey, Adrian Paul. Loved you in Breaking Bad, buddy. Loved you in Breaking Can you help me? Help me here. And then I was already like, what? And then right after that, Pharaoh somehow survived.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Pharaoh survived. Ramses survived.
That was the whole, like, I didn't get that. Right? Like you just said, Moses technically should have died as well. Right?
Both of them.
He fucking clapped his head against the rock, right?
Yes.
Split his fucking skull open.
Yeah.
And like that would be it for anybody. And like you said, like, I guess we'll reach for it. God protected him some way, right? But he should have let Ramses die because that was the whole point. Right?
At least.
Right? That was the whole point.
It's like, okay, Yul Brynner did not die. That's fine, but you could change it for this new generation. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine.
Because they built it up to be that.
Yes.
Right? They built it up to be that, and it's supposed to be like the big climactic moment of, oh shit, he actually fucking plunged.
And I remember parts of the film with Charlton Heston. I remember Yul Brynner being on the cliff, and he's seeing his whole army coming back at him slowly. They're getting fucked up.
Yeah,
like they're trying to get back to him, but it's too late. And I remember Yul Brynner's face of utter shock, awe, and failure. And he looks up, just broken, and he does this.
Yeah.
Because he's broken. We couldn't even have that in this movie. Again, after both of them getting crushed by the fucking wave from, what is it? Not Armageddon, but the disaster movie. What's it called?
2012.
Sure, 2012. Again, on the other side, Ramsey just comes out of the water. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, it's cracking. Hey, I got a good movie called The Gift coming out soon. You might want to check that out, please, because I need it really badly, please. Oh, I get to play a goblin with Will Smith and Bright. Oh, okay, sure. I'll give that a shot. I was like, where is Ramses being defeated? Where is Ramses broken? and just done. I don't understand the decision of showing both of them get crushed by a gigantic tidal wave, and then they both live.
Yeah.
I,
When the rest of them died.
all you had to do was have Moses stay where he's at and maybe yell out to Ramses, because he still kind of cares for him, yell out, turn back.
Yeah.
Don't come over, turn back. That's all you had to do, and still show Ramses, and then he gets killed. That's it. That's it. It's simple.
I don't know who signs off on these ideas, man.
I don't, dude. I mean, is this as bad as the super friendly "We're Brothers" at the end of Ben-Hur remake? No, that's one of the worst things ever. Oh, thank you, Sexy Sumo. That's right. Joel Edgerton was good in in Warrior. He was.
Oh, he was great. Yeah.
But I'm still just talking about it right now. I'm still stunned that somebody wrote that, somebody approved that, and the director said, "Yeah, let's have the villain live and the hero after they both get crushed."
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'm looking at chat right now. Andrew says he just went to check that scene again. Very bad. This movie was banned in Egypt, Gary says.
Yeah.
I am exhausted now talking about Gods of Egypt, and I'm just and then like Lady Fatblood said, what happened? Right, what she said earlier, right after this. Oh, how much time we got left? Oh, I heard we got to get the Ten Commandments in here. Oh my God, dude! What a disaster!
I also felt like there was like they never really showed the brotherly aspect of Moses and Ramses. Like there was absolutely nothing. Like you didn't. I like for me. I don't know how you felt, dude, but for me, I felt like they had no connection. They almost just felt like strangers. Yeah.
And the movie kind of tried to do the whole brotherly thing where they're holding the swords up against each other, and hey, you remember that time when? But it was just that was the problem I had with Ramses. Was is he good or is he bad? Is he good or bad? Okay, he's just lazy and he's a dick. But is he bad?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm just. Oh my God. I
think like
this feels like a deleted scene.
It did, yeah.
Them getting crushed by the wave and living.
Was there a score in the movie? I felt like I heard no music at all in the movie.
Yeah.
There obviously was, but like it just nothing stood out to me. Like I don't like I remember stuff from 47 Ronin. Like I can still hear it, but nothing from Exodus.
Yeah.
No,
it sounded stock.
It probably was.
Like, well, what a period piece movies. Hey, Gladiator, get the get the music from Gladiator. The music from Gladiator is actually pretty good, but it's similar to that. A little, but not good or not memorable like Gladiator.
Yeah, I'm ready to
going back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Gods of Egypt, because as horrible as puke as Gods of Egypt is, I can at least laugh at it hysterically, and that'll give me joy. There's nothing worse than a boring movie.
Yeah.
I'd rather if it's boring bad is worse than hilariously bad. I'd rather watch a bad movie and laugh hysterically and then get enjoyment out of it, and always pop it in and to laugh at it because it's so bad.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a good bad than bad. And unfortunately, Gods of Egypt for me, everybody's different in Gods of Egypt. I mean, Gods and Kings. Dude, I'm like, this is like hurt. Just talking about, I'm happy we did this though. I'm very happy we did.
Dude, I'm ready to give my score, man.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't know. I forgot to ask.
I'm good for time, man. I'm good for time.
Okay.
I'm so done with this movie.
Dude, yeah. All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm sorry. This movie didn't do well. I know you really wanted that NECA action figure, Moses. It's not going to happen. But let's go ahead and do this. All right. Is it really that bad? Exodus, Gods and Kings. You know what, bro? You know what?
Go on.
I'm thinking about giving this lower.
what did it get on Rotten Tomatoes?
I got it on the banner right there. It got 31%, dude. I don't know. The way I'm feeling right now, 31%, I guess, is about right. But right now, dude, I'm thinking about going a little bit lower. So what are you rating it? What are you giving it? I mean, you can leave it there. That's fine. You can leave it there, or you can go a little lower. But I'm so, dude.
Honestly, dude, you want my complete honesty with it, or should
Yeah, complete honesty.
All right,
Huh?
I'm not sure. Good. I'll give it a 9.
There you go. A 9. And I'm gonna give it a 10, only because Christian Bale tried.
Yeah.
Even though he was totally miscast. So there you go. Is it really that bad? It's actually worse, in our opinion. Did not get the pass today. It did not get the pass. It did not make it. So yeah, fuck this movie. Again, if you did like this movie, and as long as you got entertainment out of it, props to you. But look at us right now, bro. We are literally like dead. I'm like tired.
This movie, since this afternoon, me watching it, has just fried my brain, dude. Yeah. I'm like, I never, like, no disrespect to anybody, but I just never want to watch this movie again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I would never have it on in the background. I would never have it on to watch with friends or family. It's just, yeah, you're right. We are exhausted talking about this movie, and never again.
Oh, God.
I would watch 47 Ronin 100 times before I watch.
Yeah. And it's just, it's just this movie's a good example of Hollywood just jumping the gun, man. Hey, we got the budget, we got the stars, gold. This is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
But you need a little bit more than that. Unless you're making a dumb movie. Unless, you know what, let's make a fun B movie. Fuck it, let's just have fun. That's different. But obviously, they were trying to make this big, huge epic. And they forgot an important concept with this type of movie.
Yeah.
You got your action Jacksons, which we love. And we don't really give a shit about the plot in that. But we love the movie because it's entertaining for that genre. But for me, you got this big budget, epic, period piece, serious movie genre.
Yeah.
You got to have the story, man. You got to have something. The characters we can latch on to and root for or something.
You know what? I feel like Ridley Scott is a great filmmaker. There's absolutely no denying that. We are not going to make Patila, man. Right? Ridley Scott is a great filmmaker, but sometimes I feel like one, either he tries too hard, right, with a movie and it doesn't, or two, he's got that kind of I can't remember, there's an actor who has this kind of attitude. He's got I don't give a fuck attitude, right? And I feel like sometimes Ridley Scott that's like his downfall sometimes.
Not a good I don't give a fuck, but a bad I don't give a fuck.
Like a bad I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you like it, you don't fuck it. I'm directing and producing it. So like, what are you gonna say? You cannot and I have final cut on the movie. So I don't know. Like I feel like Ridley Scott as of late has been making really bad movies. Like Prometheus wasn't that good. The Alien, what was it? Covenant wasn't that
Alien
good.
Covenant was terrible.
Right. Then there was another movie. I can't remember. It was a star-studded cast, man. Right. It had Cameron Diaz. It fucking had like Michael Fassbender. It had the guy, the Bond from Skyfall. What's his name?
What movie is that? Let me go to IMDb here.
You know what is gonna annoy me too.
If you're already on it, I'll stop.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Patila man. Come on.
The movie's called
The Counselor.
Counselor, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Thanks, Cosmic.
Thank you. What an absolute bomb.
What the fuck is that movie? I don't even know about that movie. I don't even know that movie exists.
Yeah. What an absolutely bomb of a movie that was, right?
Yeah.
Who was this?
I forgot it even existed. Really, I was like The Counselor. What is that? His most latest movie?
No, Counselor is 2013, man. He did so. Yeah.
So a year before this.
So yeah, literally, yeah. This was the last movie he did, and then it was Gods and Kings. The Martian was okay. All the Money in the World wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
I hear mixed reviews about his TV series Raised by Wolves.
Oh
I know
yeah,
it's-
did that get canceled or was just mixed reviews?
I think it's the one season. I think Sonny Pang liked it.
Oh,
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, man.
it looked really interesting. That sucks.
Yeah,
The trailer, the trailer I seen. So,
but going back to this absolute terrible movie, Exodus. If anybody in chat hasn't seen it, I recommend just watching it once, purely just to get a headache.
watch it for free.
Watch it for free, and if you fancy having a migraine, then then please watch this movie, because this movie, like I said, it's absolutely no disrespect to the filmmaking team or anybody in front of
No.
but it was just not executed the way that it should have been. Because I think if they'd cut out at least 45 minutes of the movie, I think it would have been great. I think if some things were a bit more elaborated on, like the brotherhood between Joel Edgerton and Christian Bale, I think it would have been great. If the ending had made sense, and obviously the main factor of the whole movie, the whole point of the whole movie is to see the Red Sea part and then collapse on itself. I think if that was done to the way it should have been done and what everybody was expecting it to be, I think it would have been such an awesome movie.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Unfortunately, it was not, which is the reason why myself and Samurai's score is a 9 and 10.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, you could leave it at a 31 because 31% is not good. We could leave it there, but when it's wasted potential, it hurts more.
It was super wasted potential, and
it hurts more.
You had such a good cast, yeah.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was like, we didn't know she was in the movie, but she's in the movie, right? I tell you the reason why, dude. The only reason she's in the movie is because she's good friends with Ridley Scott, and to pull in ticket sales. She can be in the movie for like 5 seconds, but you promote the hell out of her in the trailer and on the posters, and you just know audience is gonna go and watch it. But
me and you came up with better purposes for her. Me and you came up with better scenes where her character fits.
Right.
I
don't know, man. I mean, like I said, like there are some redeeming qualities to the movie, but overall,
I just can't believe I can't believe that ending, dude. I can't. What did God rescue Ramses? He's got a point. He's got a. Did he rescue Ramses because he's got a purpose for Ramses? Are we getting a Ramses movie now? I have seen the light. Joel Edgerton returns. I have seen the light, and now I will be a good pharaoh. Oh my God. Anyway, I never thought I'd be screaming for Keanu versus Skyrim. But this was fun. I'm still glad we did it, even though we're in pain and we're tired now talking about it. I'm still glad we did it because some movies need the deep dive.
And they do.
And you brought a lot of information, and you have experience. So it comes from, you got a guy from experience talking about movie filmmaking, and you got a schlub over here who just likes watching movies. You get my viewer experience. But it's always fun to talk about it. Charms wants to watch it on Valentine's.
You can watch it, but I mean, I'll probably be asleep next to you, but you can watch it.
Her giving the window wipe with her flaps left Javier Bardem in shock. Oh, we're talking about The Counselor. Is that what we're talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. No, Tribal Chief, we talked a little bit too much about the movie already. Probably much more longer than we expected.
Yeah, way
too long.
I
think, to be honest, I think this is probably a perfect time to wrap it up, I think, for today.
I think so, yeah. I mean,
we're over 2 hours, and I know I like to usually kind of keep it under 3, like almost 3 hours is like the max.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're busy, you got a lot of things to do. But hey, this was a blast, even though we're in pain. This is still a blast. This is always a blast. It's the purpose of the show, man. Is it really that bad? We got to find out.
Let's do this again, man. Let's do this again soon, man.
Did you say let's do Patila, man? Is that what you said? I didn't hear you with it.
Oh man.
Hey, I'm trying to score points with Charms. I want her to like me.
You know, every time, like, whenever I come on the show again, or like whenever I do come on, this is gonna be a recurring thing. You know, man. Yeah.
Oh, Sexy Sumo says, great stream tonight. All right. Well, thank you, Sexy Sumo. Need to get you on the show, my friend. We did me and him did it. Is it really that bad with the Thing prequel, which was an interesting discussion as well. Hey, I'm scoring points. All right, yay! My sister Charms here. All right, cool. But yeah, let's. I guess we can wrap it up for today. This is a great discussion. I had a blast talking about it, even though we're all tired. But in the end, it was worth it, man. I love doing videos with you. I want to do more with you. Hopefully the next one won't kill us. But yeah, when we're done with the stream here, we'll shoot ideas.
Yeah.
Don't exit yet when we end the broadcast, and we'll shoot some ideas. Because I would love to do more of these with you or involve you. Are you interested in the Versus series?
I am 100%. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm thinking, chat, let me know if you're down. I'm thinking next Versus episode. You guys know I'm biased. You know what I'm going to pick. But I think if I invite more guests, I could get voted out. So you never know. The Warriors. Ooh. The Wanderers and the Outsiders Versus, baby. Let me know if you guys are down. But me and Ranjit will discuss. But yeah, I'm thinking these are ideas. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm thinking about that. Next time. So, but yeah, man, always a blast. Chat. You guys fucking rock. Don't forget, tomorrow is the second episode of Versus. Femme Fatale night. Proud Mary versus Anna. Luc Besson's return to form. Did he fuck it up? Did he need to stay away, or he brought back the magic? We'll find out tomorrow, as well as Everly with Selma Hayek. 3 Femme Fatale action movies. I got Asian movie enthusiasts and Rob from Entertainment Talk Nation. We're all going to be together talking about it. It may come out to be a tie. It may not. You never know. We might fuck up and all of us pick this different movie. And then it'll be a tie. But it'll be a fun discussion. See you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Ranjit, my brother, thank you, sir, for coming out. And I will see you guys tomorrow, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, guys.
Charms, keep being you.